be 7 years of friendship. And thanks God to PYC, it has drawn us even closer. She was the choir director at the time, and I was like a
What is PYC?
police youth club.
Okay.
And she was the choir director slash first or second vice president at the time. And I could not sing to save my life, but because I want to get close to her, to know her, um, I joined the choral choir. Then and there, no, I realized that the spark is really igniting like a fireworks on the 1st of January or the 4th of July. While I was doing different seminars and workshops for the PYC, I normally use Mr. Warren's phone like to send pictures and messages to her. Fast forward to the 3rd of February 2019, when I was talking about text on the phone, I said to her that if I asked you for your hand in marriage, would you consider it? She said yes. I said, okay, may it be known from this day forth that I need your hand in marriage. And from then now we start to do the courtship. So we move from friendship to courtship and familiarize myself with each other, our do's, our don'ts, our favorite colors, our food, our allergies. And time of me asking her for hand in marriage was approximately 4:43 p.m. while I was sitting on the hill watching the sunset. And when I saw her like 2 days after, I said, why didn't it take so long to respond to me? She said that she was feeling petrified and numb from the waist down. And she drew her grandmother broken chair in the kitchen and sat down. Fast forward to the 14th of February, same here. I was in Maple and I called her. I said, where are you? Said that she just arrived home, she and her grandmother. I said, okay, I'm in Mapen. Meet me at Giuseppe across from the police station. She said, okay. So I went to Taste Pharmacy. I bought the biggest gift I could ever find. I used my 3 hands to carry it. My 3 hands to carry it. The 3 hands to carry it. So when I went to Giuseppe, I hid the gift with one of my church brother. I went into the restroom to like to fresh up my face, it was some kind of cologne, that made nothing, not smell anything on me. So when she came into the food establishment, I saw her while I was exiting the restroom, and I pulled back my step for her not to see me. Then when she turned around to go back to the juice fountain, I was standing there with her back turned to the cashier. I jumped quickly behind her, placed my hand over her eyes, and then she turned around and she smiled. It took me 25 seconds to persuade her to close her eyes. The time was approximately 4:57 p.m. It was a busy rush hour lunch dinner period at the establishment. So she finally closed her eyes and I indicated to my church brother to take the bag to me. And then I hold it like this and tell her to open her hand and I rest in it. And then when she opened her eyes, the only thing I could see was the tears like diamonds sparkled down her cheek. And the only thing that she could say after she conjured a smile was, all doubts are gone. Fast forward to the 15th, which was the Friday. Yeah, she was inside NCB Bank, which I did not know at the time. But I wake up 4:30 in the morning. I couldn't wait until 6 o'clock to go to Maple and I go to M. Julie's store. Finally, and Bargain Village walked through man, the store had opened really early and I went in there. While I was in there looking and the engagement ring at the time was silver. I called her. I said, do you like small diamond, big diamond, and big diamond? She said, like, seriously, Sean? I said, okay, all right. I know what to do. So I called her again. I said, do you like gold, white gold, or silver, or whatever? She said, Sean, like, seriously? I said, all right, no problem. I called her back again. I said, what's your favorite color again? She said, Sean, I told her last night. I said, oh, have you color brand? I said, all right, no problem. So I purchased a ring, prefer to be resized. Well, when I exit the store now, I was going towards flights. Like something said, Call her again, ask her where she is. And the time was approximately 10:32 a.m. in the morning. I called her and I said, "Where are you?" She said that she's inside NCB Bank customer service. And it took me 19.1 seconds to persuade her if I could come to the bank. And she said yes. So while I was walking, going down the bank, I reached bargaining for that. So how would I hide this from her now? Because she's seen. So I eased up my bag, tucked the mouth of the bag in my pants waist and draw the belt tighter. So it is behind me. So I went into the bank and saw her. It took me 46 seconds to persuade her to close her eyes. A friend of mine that I know from when National was just opened was there, and as she closed her eyes, I unfriended the bag to open it for me. And then I went down on my knees inside National Commercial Bank, Mapen branch, customer service department. And I asked her to open her mind, eyes. And then when she opened her eyes, the diamond was so sparkling as the eyes as it was opening. And I asked her a question: will you take me as a lawful and wedded husband? She was so petrified, it took her about a few seconds to say yes. And because I was so nervous, and so I don't know how to explain it, but the crowd was like coming in and out, was screaming. I just put a finger on the opposite hand instead of this hand.
Put the ring on the wrong
With the
finger.
ring on the right hand instead of the left hand.
Did you come upon any opposition?
No.
Was there any roadblocks to your marriage?
Well, after the proposal, it was the Friday. The Saturday was one of my cousin's funeral. So I told her to come to Mapen to meet my grandmother at the time. The reaction was not pretty. I can't really repeat the words that was spoken, but it was a verbal laceration that caused me to just step away from my grandmother and move out with her instantly and go to the store where we take the size of the finger and make them to resize it. And then I rejoined with my grandmother and went to the funeral. Fast forward now, I went to the country where I was residing at the time to my relatives, and their reaction was like, you got to take up mule. Somebody we can't breathe. So I'm saying, like, since I don't know how to feed me, top feed me, the mule will feed me. And I step out of the establishment, jump on a taxi, nice little beard and thing. Took up my slippers, took my bag, step on a taxi. And I make a bigger car, come back. So, if you call somebody, can maybe stay somewhere tonight, because I'm not home tonight. Knowing her.
Did you tell her, did she know about the comments?
A few weeks after, when I was calm down.
How did that make you feel?
Actually, I didn't feel anyway. I'm actually used to persons saying all kind of stuff about me from I was going to school, so it's like nothing, it just bounced up.
So you had to grow up with a lot of negative criticism.
Yeah, because of how I look.
Where you get your confidence in stemming off the critics and stuff like that?
I can say it was through by going to church. I had a Sunday school teacher while I was going to church, and she was always there motivating me, encouraging me, and she gave me a particular scripture. It was from Psalm 137, verse 14. And it says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And trust me, that verse stuck with me until now. And I used that to build me. So right now, I don't rely on persons. I have an inner thing that motivates me, that drives me. So no matter what you say, it doesn't shake me.
Was that part of the reason why you didn't believe Sean loved you?
Normally when persons approach me and say to me that, I love you, I don't take it serious. Because you have some persons who, because they want to use you or abuse you, they would say things. But what I normally do, I told him, I normally put them through a test, but they don't know that I'm testing them. There are some things that I do to test to see if what they're actually saying has any weight. So I have been through a lot of verbal abuse from males, some physical, and it has caused me at a point to draw a line, a very, very thick line, which has become a wall between myself and the opposite sex. Because of some abuse that I experienced in my teen years, I had the notion I hated men. So I don't want to see them, I don't want them near me, I don't want them call me. So once they look at my face, they know that don't come near. But it was at the point when he came into the picture. And funny enough, I was actually at a point in my life where I was praying and asking the Lord for a husband. And the Lord stopped me right there. And he said, how can you pray for a husband and you actually don't like them? You have closed your heart towards them. And I was going to say, Lord, say, I true your dog. And gradually I started to open up. So he was sent at the right time so I could actually receive him.
But he said you had doubts. So
yes, I wasn't sure. And even when he proposed in February, I told him, don't tell anybody, say me engaged. Because I know me not answer yet. It was way in April before I actually told him I confirmed the engagement. The ring was on my finger, yes. But I didn't actually say to him, yes. So it took me some time I just wanted to see his actions around me and how he treat me to put the icing on it to say, yes, this is the person.
okay. So since you two, what are some of the things you like about him? What do you think is the glue in your relationship that because trust me, you portray a very solid wall. So what created this bond?
Well, the fact that he was genuine. He told me how he felt. He was just himself, and what got me was that he wasn't afraid to go anywhere with me and to own me
in public.
Yes, in public. He wasn't afraid to hold my hand in public. He wasn't afraid to hold me up in public. He wasn't afraid to say, hey, this is my fiance. Even though at the time I didn't actually say the yes yet. But he wasn't afraid to let
He
persons
showed
know.
that he was super proud of you.
Yes. Yes. And that was one of the things that made me feel, say, yes, this is the person that I've been praying for.